So we have a new videographer joining us today. Of course, he apprenticed under our very able, the person who's been doing the videography for us, and so he's, you know, now spreading his wings and getting to do this on his own. How exciting, huh?
You should ask him if he's going to have fun.
Hey, Nick!
Yes, Nick.
You're late.
I am late.
And now America will know.
Yes. They'll also know it's my birthday. So.
Well,
Happy birthday!
well, usually it's the day after the birthday that's when students have a hard time getting to class, not the day of. Especially if it's number 21. So, oh, Nick, I've got homework for you. What do you mean, nuh-uh? Mr. Kanoy? Mr. Kanoy? Mr. Kanoy? Your professor has said your name 3 times now, and you have not responded. You can't remember his name. Sure! And now America knows Shar was late to class too. I mean, if you're going to come late, it's better to come on that side rather than crossing the path of the camera. Oh, so what are we going to talk about today? Well, I'm glad you got here safely with the crazy rain, sleet, hail, ice, water mixture that is congealing on the roads. So I'm glad you're all here. What do we need to be talking about today? Tony, what do we need to be talking about today? Activity-based costing. What did we talk about last class period, Mr. Waller?
Last class period?
Yes, sir.
Job order costing.
Job order costing. What T account have we spent the last 2 days talking about for the most part, Mr. Warren? What T account? Yes, sir. Just one. Manufacturing overhead. What goes on the debit side of the manufacturing overhead T account? TJ, did you get to watch? Oh, you haven't watched a video yet, have you? Although, yeah, okay. Denise, what goes on the debit side of the manufacturing overhead T account?
Applied. No, I'm sorry, actual. Because applied is what?
Debit side. Which side's the debit side? The left side. Adam, what's a debit?
It's an increase typically to asset account.
Is that how I defined it on the first day of class? No, that is the correct answer. Oof. Sadie, Sadie is now desperately paging towards the front. What is a debit? Oh heavens! The left side of a T account. It increases and decreases different things. So it's the left side of a T account. What's a credit then? The right side of a T account. Whew. Heavens. Maybe I need something to make that more memorable, some kind of, like class. Because Laura, at break even, what's net income? Laura. Are you Laura? You're not Laura. That's Laura. Well, no, where's Laura? Laura's missing. So she's not going to answer, is she? Samantha, the one whose name she doesn't know how to spell.
It's very difficult.
I know. What was the question I just asked? At break even net income is?
0.
Yes, she
That's my question for it.
have you? Yes, this is very good. See, at least you remember that. So I need to do something, I guess, for debits. Debits on the left and credits on the right. Song maybe or something. What, Stephanie?
I said, well, we should have known that.
Maybe, but they don't really get down to that. That's a really basic, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's a debit? I mean, you ought to ask Dr. Kane that sometime and see what she says.
Make it outlast her mom. She'll probably just get really worried. Like, really? Oh my God, no. No, we would
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, we don't want to make her mad. Let's wait.
The day after the test.
Yeah, that's a good time.
Well,
Okay.
it depends if she graded it by then or not.
Yes, okay. So today, what are we going to talk about, Erica? Activity-based costing. Because we learned, what question are we still answering, Victoria? What question are we still answering? Were you here last class period? Yeah. Right towards the beginning of class, I said, we have 3 answers. Remember, how much does it cost? Because I said 1, 2, 3 in several languages. Do you recall that? Okay. I won't repeat that experience because it's on film, so you can all watch it. So there are 3 ways to answer the question. What's that question again? Laura! So there's 3 ways to answer the question, how much does it cost? Number 1 was the first way was the way we discussed last class period. Job order costing. Today's method number 2, activity-based costing. And so what page in the handy handbook should you be on? Page 187. So the first page, how can unit cost be calculated? Do you remember the page back there with the line across it with the what page is it? Page 138. So on page 187, you might write see page 138 or copy the whole thing down again, whichever you would prefer. Okay? So see page 138, or you can copy the whole thing down or some combination thereof. Okay? So that's page 187. Now let's look at page 188. How might Perry Mason define activity-based costing? Who here knows who Perry Mason is? A few. Catherine, what do you recall of Perry Mason? He's an attorney. He's a detective type of an attorney, which is correct. I mean, it was a TV show, a TV series in black and white. Believe it or not, before there was 3D, there was non-3D, and before there was color TV, there was black and white TV. Believe it or not. And before that, there were little people in little boxes, you know, that acted, did theater. So, many of his shows were titled things like The Case of the Missing Diamond, or The Case of the Dead Body in the Back of the Pickup Truck, or, you know, The Case of the Knife in so-and-so's chest, you know, stuff like that. And so, well, I'm exaggerating just a little bit, but you know, those tended to be the titles of the shows. And so what do you think is going to be the beginning of the definition that I give you? The case of many PDORs. Many, as in lots of PDOR. Many PDORs. What's PDOR stand for, Alex?